The hinges are blown off.
Restrictions are gone.
Boundaries are open.
Limitations are only what you make them.
You've stepped into a clearing.
You're out of the box.
With Toppie Lincicome. God has a sense of humor. Yeah, I just felt all of my Christian friends cringing when I just said that, thinking, oh no, what's he gonna do now? Hey, relax. You know, I just don't like limiting God to being some old man who's sitting around being mad at everybody. I think there's a lot more to him than that. One thing is a sense of humor. I think he really laughs. But God's sense of humor isn't like our sense of humor. You can't really tell God a joke and think he's not gonna already know the punchline when you tell it. But in reality, I believe God already knows what's going to happen, and he kind of sits back and watches things knowing what's going to happen, sometimes knowing that this is kind of funny. Watch this. It's kind of like when we watch Laurel and Hardy. You know that Oliver Hardy's going to get popped in the eye with that trombone slide from Stan Laurel, but we laugh even when we see it and we know it's coming. I would say especially when I'm putting something together like a fax machine without the instructions. For the creator of the universe, the one who made everything, who didn't need instructions, knows very well that I do need instructions, probably sits back on the throne and says, hey, Michael, Gabriel, pop up some corn. Top is putting something together. This is going to be good. And they sit back and they watch me struggle without reading the instructions. Then they see me get out the instructions, and that's when they really start laughing, because they know that there's a whole bunch of stuff that I'm going to have to do over. The creator of the universe probably gets a kick out of that. I would imagine their biggest night is probably Christmas Eve. You know, when most of us parents are frantically trying to put something together for our kids, a bicycle or something. He's our heavenly Father, and as a father, he knows that our hearts are all in the right place. We're wanting to do something for our kids, but he also knows that, well, 75% of us, probably more than that, are going to try to do it without the instructions, and they probably pop up corn there in heaven and sit back and have a really good time watching that. Who's to say he doesn't? I'm sure he has some kind of fun. In fact, I really believe that God is the creator of humor and fun. Why not? We've all got a bunch of it, and we really should have a little more of it, some of us. And I believe that he would bless you with some more fun and humor if you just simply asked him and looked for it. At the same time, while they're watching us frantically trying to put these gifts together on Christmas Eve, he's our Father, and he looks at us and thinks about that one gift. You know, the very first gift of Christmas. No, I'm not talking about some silver bell from Santa Claus. It's a nice movie on Polar Express, but the true first gift of Christmas was when God gave himself. You know, he came to earth just like all of us. He came to earth as a little baby and lived among us. He walked the way we had to walk, and he dealt with things that we had to deal with. And then he gave himself. It's a wonderful gift. You know what's really great about that gift? It's one size fits all. And you know what you have to do? All you got to do is accept it. I guess what really amazes me about that is the fact that he did come to this earth, just like we all did. And while none of us could choose our parents, he chose his own. He chose the most unlikely couple for the job. They would end up being ostracized and probably made fun of by a lot of people. No room in the inn, remember? That's not because there wasn't room. That's because people didn't want to make room. Who wanted that older carpenter guy with his significantly younger bride having that kid that was probably illegitimate? Everyone probably whispered. But in truth, that child would be the one who would be born to save the world. He was God in the flesh who walked among us. It's a wonderful Christmas gift, and it's something I really hope that you'll think about. I'm a big believer in people believing whatever they want. I think people have the right to think and believe anyhow they want. In this particular case, you do have that right. I'm just hoping that, well, maybe you'll think this one over a little bit, and maybe you too will receive that gift. I gotta tell you, ever since I've been a guy who's been out of the box for a long time. No room in the inn. You know what? That's a choice they made back then, and that's a choice we get to make today. Hope you have a great Christmas and have fun with your family. Get all the presents that you want, and in the end, you find some room, because that's the way you get out of the box. Merry Christmas, everybody.
You've been out of the box.
With Toppie Lincicome.
Going back?
No, I like it out here.
It's your decision.